Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a full moon in Leo reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This reading is from the full moon in Leo, which is happening on February 9th until we have the full moon in Virgo on March 9th. Okay, so just a little bit of background information about the full moon in Leo. It's especially good for Aries, Geminis, Leos, Librans, Sagittarians, and Aquarians. But it could be a little bit challenging for everyone else. The energy is bright and proud, maybe a little bit too proud at times. So there's some questions that we really need to be asking ourselves at this time. Have I been too self-centered or egotistical? Have I been treating people around me like minions or like equals? Have I been arrogant, vain, pushy, or pompous? Have I been expressing myself creatively enough? And have I shown myself enough self-love? The Leo full moon is a good time to get back in touch with our humility. And it's also a great time to find balance between what your friends need and what you need, what your family needs and what you need. Okay? And it's really great to perform forgiveness ceremonies and enter a state of gratitude. Okay? So forgive yourself, forgive others. I know there's some negativity. I don't want you to take it as negativity, but just check and see, how have we been treating others? How have others been treating us? Right? Because Leo is a sign of strength and courage. I love my Leos out there, so please don't think otherwise, but Leos love the spotlight, and sometimes that drive and that desire and that need to be front and center can sometimes harm relationships around us if we're not completely aware, right? Or if that might be happening to us. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this reading. I'm just going to ask that you guys give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell, and I just want to thank you guys so much for listening and showing all the love and support to this channel. It means so much to me. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best. I love you. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get into this. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, this full moon in Leo period. We're going to ask our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones who have passed, our spirit guides and spirit, what messages do you have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? What messages do you have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for this full moon in Leo reading? All right, come on, Sag. You guys showing up in your own reading. I love it. I love it. I love it. Not front and center, but you're definitely there, which is beautiful. Okay. All right. Very interesting. All right. Right off the bat, you guys, you have 55 showing up. You have 2 5s on the deck, and 55 is talking about a change in consciousness, communication, evolution, instant manifestation, but it is about change and fluctuation. But let's go ahead and see what your overall energy card is. Ta-da! Absolutely gorgeous. The 10 of Cups. Happy family, being emotionally fulfilled, love, an abundance of joy and happiness. Underneath that, we do have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is my manifestation card. It's my law of attraction card. It's things happening really quickly. It's you knowing what you want and how to get it. You also detaching from the outcome, leaving it up to spirit or the universe's hands to deliver what it is that you've asked for. And I love that, okay? The 7 of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. You guys may have experienced some delays and frustrations along the way, and there might have been a little bit of a lack of clarity, which we're seeing here with the Moon card coming out. So there is a bit of confusion as well, which is supported by that 7 of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. All right, but let's go ahead. Let's get into this reading. The first card out is the Moon. This is Piscean energy. You might have it in your chart, or you just might be expressing these qualities. And this is where are you right now. Now the Moon card is a little bit of confusion. You might not be seeing things clearly, and we definitely saw that in your overall energy. Things might feel a bit confusing. You have two options here. Okay, there is a gateway here, and that's the beauty of this card. This card also, as a reader, is not only Piscean energy, but it could also be Cancer. And I love this. Both of my candles have gone out. And I love it when it happens during a reading, because I get this like magical puff of smoke that's like, yes, you're on the right track. But I think it's also really telling for Sagittarius. I think some of you guys feel like you're in the dark. Now, if you guys have listened to my weekly readings, I'm doing this in the very beginning of February. Well, in the first week of February, and we've just gone through Embolic, and also that midway point between winter and spring. And it's kind of this period where, in this liminal space where we're still kind of in the darkness, but we're getting ready for spring and we're getting ready to blossom. And I'm getting that message loud and clear for Sagittarius, that right now things aren't that clear, because it's like things are happening behind the scenes that we're not quite aware of, or we can't quite put our fingers on, and it feels like nothing's going on, but at the same time you kind of know that things are starting to stir. Okay, and that spring is coming, but it's still kind of dark. And with the candles both going out, I think Saggies, you guys are feeling a little bit in the dark, a little bit confused, but Spirit is saying there's a light here in this full moon. And I love the full moon showing up. That's Leo energy. It may be the Leo full moon at the start, or by the time that we get to the Virgo full moon, that things are going to get very clear for you. Really nice energy, but just stay the course. You know, let your eyes adjust. Whenever it's dark, you know, at first it's quite scary. As these candles go out, poof, everything goes dark. But if you give your eyes time to adjust, you can see your way through the room, through the house, through the woods, whatever it might be. And interestingly enough, in my meditation before this reading, it was a lot about, you know, I got this Violet Flame card, which was some of us going through a stormy period, a dark period, a little bit of a difficult period, but that there was a guiding light for you. So just calm down, relax, quiet, wait for the signs and the synchronicities. Okay, wait for your eyes to adjust, and those spiritual eyes as well, and find your guide and your guidance. And you have it within, but also you have Spirit and your spirit guides who are helping you along on this journey. Now, I do have the King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming out on how you project yourself to the world, or what's the truth of your relationships in your life right now. And the King of Swords energy is a little bit of self-centeredness. It's my narcissist card, right? So as I was asking, I know those questions for the questions we need to ask ourselves during this Leo full moon period. Some of them are kind of harsh. Have I been too egotistical? Have I been too self-centered? Have I been acting pompous? Have I not been treating people appropriately? And I'm not accusing Saggies of doing this, but Spirit is asking you to take a good hard look, because the King of Swords is somebody, especially when he's in the reverse, is very difficult. Somebody who has a very biting tongue. With swords, if we take the S off, it spells words. So be careful how you guys have been speaking to others. Be careful, have you been too focused on yourself, too blinders on, right? Because interestingly enough, also in my meditation this morning, the message came through that we need to maybe see the big picture, that we might be experiencing a lot of stress and might be focused on some trauma or disappointments. Okay, maybe the people around you have done some disappointing things, but be careful how you guys are reacting, and be careful about the words that you're saying, what you're talking about, where is your focus, right? And make sure that your focus isn't too much anchored in negative energy or fear or anxiety. Okay, so it's not a message I necessarily want to give you, but that's the message that I'm getting here. Okay, so really make sure, take an inventory of what you're talking about, how you're feeling, how you're treating others. Are you leaving anybody out unnecessarily? Are you overreacting? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're overreacting, but are you reacting the way that you want to within your everyday life, within your relationships, love, work, etc.? Now, What's blocking your goals and your desires is the Seven of Wands. It's Aries, Leo, Sag energy. So you might be blocking yourself, but I feel like there's a real sense of defensiveness. And I'm really getting that because I'm seeing here, Sagittarius, already that you guys are feeling a little bit confused. You're feeling a little bit in the dark. You might be feeling like people, you know, like other people are to blame for this. Maybe other people haven't been letting you in. But right now, Sagittarius, Spirit is asking you to really focus on you. Focus on how you're reacting to the situation around you and within your relationships. And what's blocking you is a sense of being defensive. And this King of Swords energy in reverse is the way people are seeing you might be a byproduct of you feeling extremely defensive because you can't quite see things clearly, or you feel a bit confused, okay? And that's not, I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's something that we all go through, okay? So Spirit really wants you to be aware of this, about being defensive, and then how being defensive, what you're feeling uncomfortable about, what's making you feel confused, where there's a lack of clarity, and then how that's coming out into the world, how that's expressing itself in your life at this time. All right, what you need to do to overcome these obstacles. This is you. Stand in your power, Sagittarius. My Sagittarius, you guys are beautiful souls. You guys are travelers. You guys want to see the big picture. You guys are philosophers. Something right now, this clouded judgment or not being able to see what's happening within your relationships or at your job or, you know, whatever it might be, is taking you out of your element, right? And it's kind of, and it's not allowing you to see the big picture. And Spirit is saying, Sagittarius, you can do this. This is spiritual alchemy. This is a reminder that you're protected by your spirit guides, your angels, and Spirit. This is a reminder to take the middle road. Sometimes, instead of reacting negatively, instead of being defensive, the best reaction is no reaction at all. But take the high road. Take the mature road. Find balance and healing. Focus on yourself. Okay, so whether that's taking a walk, whether that's exercising, whether that's eating right, whether that's drinking enough water, whether that's going to a spa, but make sure, Sagittarius, that you are putting yourself first. So that can give you some perspective here. And so I feel like here you're reacting so much. You're reacting to other people. You might be absorbing other people's energies because you're feeling confused, right? And Spirit's like, Saggy, pull back. Take care of yourself. You know, take care of yourself, meditate, pray, set your intentions, focus on you, and then let all the negative stuff drop away, okay? Because there is a lot of beauty here. Now, what you can do within in order to help achieve those desires, I love it. Eight of Swords energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Eight of Swords energy in the upright is anxiety, is you standing in your own way, it's nervousness, it's not being able to see, it's purposefully keeping yourself in the dark. And Spirit is saying, you know what? Release that energy. Release that energy of this Eight of Swords, this nightmarish energy, this anxiety. You're not in a bad position. Things aren't as bad as they seem. Okay, so where you feel like you might feel trapped. You might feel like your life has been hijacked, your relationship has been hijacked, your job, things aren't going well. I feel like you're getting really down on yourself. You've taken on some guilt and some shame, maybe. Okay, not all of you, and I don't want to project that onto you. Okay, but that it's time to release that. How do you release that? Okay, by being you, seeing the big picture, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, getting in touch with your spirituality. Okay, finding balance through diet, through exercise, through prayer, through meditation, through talking to someone, knowing and understanding that you're protected, balancing your shadow and your light sides, okay? Because I feel like with this moon energy that you guys are operating more out of your shadow side. So make sure that you're doing that work and try to see why you're reacting the way you are. Because I feel like you're really on the defense here. And I don't think you're necessarily happy with all of the way that you're reacting, or at least in a particular sector of your life. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your whole life. It might just be within your relationships. It might just be at work. It might be just within your spiritual journey, okay? So please don't take it on as everything has just gone to, you know what, right? It's not true. But I feel like, Saggies, you guys are standing in your own way, and now it's time to get out of that energy. And I feel like, you know, with the winter months and especially coming, we're at a difficult time, right? Where we're in that between period between winter and spring, and we kind of start to get restless. We kind of start to get stir crazy, and just like a seed that's been planted long ago, kind of ready to come up and out. So just remember, just enjoy this period, this sort of this liminal space. Enjoy this rest period before everything really starts to take off. What you can learn from the outside world or others to help you manifest your desires or your whatever for your highest good. We have the Five of Cups. That's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We all lose. We all suffer. It's part of life. So some of us experience breakups. Some of us might have lost a job. Some of us might even be mourning the loss of a person. And it doesn't have to be recent. It could be somebody from our childhood. It could be a parent. It could be a sibling. Okay, but here we do have sadness. We have sorrow. We have depression. My Sagittarians, you guys are very optimistic. You guys are very good about picking yourselves up and going. Right? But also the importance of mourning and the importance of being in touch with your sadness. Remember, we do have Mercury retrograde coming in the middle of February. So things that we thought we had dealt with, sadness, sorrows, disappointments, anxiety, stress, depression, might come back to haunt us. And we might be a little bit like, oh man, I thought I had already dealt with this. Why am I feeling this way again? Right? But Mercury retrograde is a real blessing to take care of the things that we may have overlooked before. Okay, so it's really nice energy. And also the Five of Cups, I mean, there is a bit of sadness and a sense of sort of destruction here and sorrow and loss. But it's also all about being resourceful, because after the Five of Cups, we move into the Six of Cups energy. And the Six of Cups energy is joy, is bliss, is nostalgia, is that innocence. It's like looking at the world through the eyes of a child. And you guys are better than anybody at being optimistic, picking yourselves up and moving into, you know, a happy space, right? A joyful place, that bliss, okay? So your projected outcome here, we do have the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles is interesting energy because it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And normally it's depicted with two people here. Okay, and sorry, it's depicted with two people. In this deck, it's only one person, and this person is sort of lacking. This person wants something. Right? Remember, we have two fives here showing up, so it's a change in consciousness, communication, evolution, and instant manifestation. But I see this, Sagittarius, as you guys have not taken the easy road. You guys are going to do what's necessary. You're going to put your head down, especially if it's regarding a spiritual journey or a relationship. You're going to go through some lean times, but you're going to get through it. And you're going to end up manifesting. You're going to be getting rid of this lack. And it's going to be a journey that you've taken on your own. But you can see this person, you know, she may be missing, she's not wearing shoes. So for me, I see this as you also getting really in touch, really grounding yourself after a period of being in the darkness with this moon card, right? And this is also, I mean, I do see this person asking for help, but I see that this help being granted, because remember, after the Five of Pentacles comes the Six of Pentacles, which is a bit, which is respite, which is equal give and exchange, and you finally finding that balance, but going on a journey that you have to maybe take alone. It doesn't mean that you have to separate with somebody if you're in a relationship. Okay, some of you might. Some of you might be walking away from a job to follow and pursue something that just is better for you. Okay, that is more aligned with your soul and your heart and your mind. All right. But remember, the overall energy here is this Ten of Cups, which is happiness. And that's the path that you guys are on a path to happiness. And you're going to have some ups and some downs. But the overall message here is don't forget to stand in your Sagittarius energy, to blend, to be calm, to be patient. Okay, especially right now when we don't want to be patient, we're ready for spring. Yeah, a lot of us. You know, we're done hibernating. We want to get out. We want to show the world what we can do. But there's some energy here that needs to be cleared up and balanced, okay, in order for you guys to do that. Ooh, wow. All right. So take a look here. Again, I've got the Five of Cups coming out twice. All right, so we have 3 fives on the ground. This is emotional loss. Some of you guys are really mourning the loss of somebody. Okay, it could be a parent, could be a sibling. It doesn't necessarily have to be that it happened right now, and I'm definitely not telling you that somebody is dying right now. Sorry for the noise, you guys. I do have a big bird, a cockatoo, and she likes to kick off. Oftentimes when she sees deer or she might see hawks. But let's take it as confirmation here. There's also loads of cardinals right now. bright red cardinals, which, you know, in this reading, it's beautiful. You know, birds are all about getting the big picture, but it, you know, outside right now, I'm looking at a lot of brown leaves, trees that have leaves that are, you know, that are bare, and that might have a few sort of dead leaves hanging off of them, and then 3 or 4 bright red cardinals, heralding, telling us, you know what, color is coming back, spring is coming back, you know, there is stuff going on, the birds and the plants are stirring. But, you know, I do see here some sort of emotional loss, some sort of disappointment. And this has got you really feeling in the dark, feeling really confused. And I feel like, you know, this might be why you're reacting. Some of you Saggies might not be talking about it with others. Okay, I feel like for some of you it might be a quiet loss. Maybe, you know, some of you were talking to somebody online even, or had started a relationship and you weren't really sure about it and you hadn't really talked to many people about it, and that might have gone away and you're feeling that loss, but you feel like you can't open up to people. Because I see him really holding on to his, you know, onto his heart chakra, and needing, and for those of you who do energy work, the need to balance that heart chakra. Okay. We have financial and material changes. Wow, you guys have 4 5s on the ground. 5s are about conflict, change, okay? We've been over it, a change in consciousness, evolution, but this is good, financial and material changes. Some of you might be nervous, okay, because whatever this loss may be, it may have been a job or may have been a partner that was helping you pay the bills. Maybe you're financially dependent on this person. That might have you really on the defense. Some of you might be even going through some sort of divorce or some sort of separation, and things are kind of getting nasty. But Spirit is asking you to make sure that you're taking the high road. Don't generate any negative karma for yourself. And remember, our thoughts and our actions every second are planting the seeds for karma, okay? But yeah, you guys are definitely going through some change here. And then we have number 9, material harvest. I love this because this is confirmation that things are getting better. Things are not getting worse, okay? So as soon as you get out of your own way, Sagittarius, all right, and I'm not accusing any of you guys of not acting properly, okay? I'm not accusing you guys of, you know, of being mean or, you know, generating negative karma. But if you feel like you haven't been acting like yourself, try to take a step back, try to get that big picture, okay? And then number 9, fulfillment of wishes. Yes, Sagittarius. So I feel like at the beginning, when you guys hit this Leo full moon energy, you know, things are you're gonna kind of be like on the, you know, life has ebbs and flows, and you're going to be sort of in an ebb period. And I think it's going to give you sort of like, you're going to have this time, do it like an evaluation of, you know, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, doing that shadow work and evaluating how you're reacting and how you're presenting yourself to the world. And I think you're going to come to terms with, you know, the emotional loss that you're experiencing, whether it's great or whether it's small. Again, it could just be, you know, a slight of the ego. It could be that, you know, maybe somebody gave you a negative criticism at work. I'm just going to wait till she stops screaming. It could be that you took on, you know, you lost something as far as an investment, or you went through a divorce or separation, you know, and your material and financial stability has been shaken, right? But I see you guys at the second half coming out of this material harvest and fulfillment of wishes. I think I'm feeling here, Sagittarius, that it is not as bad as you think. I think you're just sort of anchored in a little bit of anxiety because of this confusion. You're reacting because of that, but ultimately Spirit is saying right now, it is not as bad as you think. Material harvest, fulfillment of wishes. Remember, this Leo period is especially good for you guys, for my Sagittarians. Yeah, I love that. And look, and our overall energy, 10 of Cups, happiness. Right? So it's like, it's not all that bad. It's sort of like working through some of these negative energies and these anxieties. Make sure to stay optimistic, Sagittarius. Things are much better than you think they are. All right, set healthy boundaries. Yeah, number 3, growth and expansion. But the importance of setting healthy boundaries. And this armadillo, remember, he's this beautiful, beautiful creature, but he has a hard shell. okay? And you're really soft on the inside. So make sure also something that's been causing this confusion, creating this defensiveness, remember, if it might have to do with your children, it might have to do with your employees or your bosses, whatever it might be, or within a romantic relationship, I think you feel maybe here also that you've been taken advantage of and you're feeling really disappointed in the person that's doing it. But setting those boundaries is not only beneficial to you, but it's also beneficial to the ones that you're involved with, so that they're very, very clear about, you know, what they can and can't do as far as Sagittarius is concerned. And then that way you don't feel this loss anymore. You're not feeling taken advantage of. All right, and Scarab Beetle Spirit, magic works through you. Yes, 5 and 2 is 7. Sevens are about getting to that point before we harvest. It's about an investment of time, but it's also all about that introspection, right? And what I've been asking you at the beginning of this reading, and what we're seeing here at the top half, make sure that you're not standing in your own way. Make sure that you're not being unnecessarily defensive. For some of you Sagittarians, I think you're expecting people to know how to treat you without saying anything, which, you know, ultimately, yes, when we are involved with someone for a long time, you know, they should sort of be able to sense and feel us out and know what they can and can't do. But we can't expect everyone to read our minds. And you might have been really defensive, but maybe you hadn't set these boundaries or been very clear about what people can and can't do as far as Sagittarius is concerned, right? And Spirit is saying the minute that you do that, whoa, you know, there's this like huge, I see this huge pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? And like you setting these healthy boundaries, you speaking your mind, that's going to change everything. Really, really beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and pull a few more messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Physical activity, 67. All right, good. So the importance of getting out. My Saggies, you guys are energetic. You need to move. Physical activity is going to help you so much. And also, I mean, I'm seeing that you need to move. You need to get out of this sort of stuck energy. All right, and completion, number 9. I love it. So you've got 3 9s on the deck, you guys. 9s are near completion. This is wish fulfillment. This is you learning a lesson. This negative energy, this confusion, you're coming out of this. This Leo full moon until the time of the Virgo full moon, you guys are going to start feeling so much better. Again, we're going to start feeling like spring is coming. We're going to start feeling like we're blossoming. And I feel like this sadness, this sorrow, this confusion, this anxiety, this defensiveness is going to just all drop away. But you have to set your boundaries, my dearest, and you have to believe in it. You have to believe, Sag, that you guys can do this, okay? And also, I mean, it doesn't mean sweeping your feelings under the carpet, right? I feel like Mercury retrograde is going to be powerful for you guys. It's going to be in Pisces, which is going to be a quite emotional sign. All right, but dealing with some stuff, but dealing with it once and for all. So then you can manifest this material harvest and wish fulfillment. Okay, and your final message is power. Yeah, I love it. This is beautiful. This is you manifesting, right? But this is you guys, and I love that because your advice here was, you know, to be Sagittarius. This is you stepping into your power. You are going to get your power back. You are going to take your power back, Sagittarius. All right, but it does require a little bit of work. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. Thank you for listening. I love you guys. Have an absolutely beautiful Leo full moon.